Hey, this is Dot Ikwerigo Achiru, and I'm coming to you from TALK2DOT. As you know, my channel talks about domestic violence, domestic abuse, identifying red flags, how not to find yourself in a really messy situation called a relationship, and then also, when you find yourself in it, how to identify what you're going through, how to come out of it the right way, because it could be quite dangerous. And then when you come out, how do you get back into being who you were? How do you rebrand yourself? How do you get out there and be you? So in a nutshell, that's what I do in TALK2DOT. If you like what you heard, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Right, I'm gonna be doing a series now, and it's like I'm just gonna be coming out with it, everything that you need to know with vivid examples and all that. So stay tuned. If you identify or you can relate to any of the things that I'm saying, then potentially you might be in an abusive relationship. And the next thing is, what do you do about it? I'll start with possessiveness. So you met someone, right, and they are so possessive. Now you try to understand, what is it? Why do they want to be around you all the time? Why do they want to know where you are? They're always checking in on you, checking out on you, checking everything. Now some people might interpret this as excessive love or jealousy or just a little bit of control, but I tell you what, it goes a little bit beyond that. So someone checking in on you all the time, you need to make sure, is the checking in because they're concerned, or is it a way to psychologically control you? Because when they want to know, are you up yet? Are you awake? Have you had your bath? Are you on your way to work? Are you at work yet? Are you in a meeting? Are you free now? Who are you talking with? Are you free now? Can we talk now? Are you back from work? You see, some of these things is them trying to know exactly what you are doing. So that is another way of control. Now, these little signs will creep up on you, and you have to be able to identify them. So you have to be able to tell yourself, is that someone who is really concerned or caring, or is that someone who is possessively controlling you? Because trust me, these things don't get better. They escalate and they get worse. The other thing you have to think about is, so for instance, you check your phone, maybe your phone was dead or you left it somewhere and you weren't able to, pay attention to Facebook or whatever. And then you find like 100 missed calls, 150 missed calls, 50 missed calls, like back to back. And you think, oh my goodness, he's so caring, she's so caring, he loves me not. I'll stick with the loves me not for now. That is a serious, massive red flag. Because the thing with abusive people, narcissists as we call them sometimes, they are very insecure. They need to know that they possess and they control everything. So it's their insecurity playing up on them. When you say hello to someone, when you smile at someone, when you seem excited about some news and they feel like, what's that about? Who was that? Who are you talking to? That's not them wanting to be a part of your life. That's them wanting to just be in everything and find out, like, who is this person that you talk to? Who is this person that you're into? You need to watch out for these things. And I would say to you, like, this is not love, this is not constant love, this is not something that you should say, oh man, I'm so lucky, I got a gold mine, I got a big fish. No, this is something that you should literally run away from. Because as much as you are in love and as much as you are in a relationship, you need to have you shouldn't lose sight of your individual self. You shouldn't lose sight of who you are. A relationship builds you and makes you better, not tears you apart. Okay? The other thing you need to look out for is someone, now some people are not going to like this, but someone who always wants to be around you. Like, as much as you're in love and you want to be together, you need to have your individual lives. You understand? You have to have the things you like and they like and the things you do together. So there shouldn't be a problem if you want to have a little bit of me time. Now, when someone has an issue of you having a little bit of me time, a little bit of your time to do the things that you like that potentially they don't like, and they have they kick up a fuss on it, massive red flag, ding ding ding, you know what I mean? So also another thing you need to look out for is this rage outbursts, and it happens randomly, unexpectedly, and that leaves you startled, like, oh my goodness, what just happened? So I'll give you an example, right? You're in a taxi cab, you're going somewhere, and the taxi cab says, oh, the taxi company the policy is that you have to pay, because it's a long distance and it's going to cost quite a bit of money, so you have to pay in advance. And then your partner is like, what do you mean I have to pay in advance? Oh, no, that's just the policy, it's just what we do. Because it's a long distance, you have to pay first before we start going. What do you mean? I'm not taking this from you. Is it because I'm black? Is it, do I look like an irresponsible person? Can't you see? This is me and my family. How can you tell me to pay? Do I look like I don't have money? Blah, 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 blah. And you're just there like, okay, what just happened? All he did was ask you to pay in advance, which doesn't mean anything. They have a very, very unique way of reading stuff that doesn't exist. Now, because you might wonder, like, why are they being so upset about it? And they will justify saying that this person looked down at them, on them. This person was trying to be a bit condescending about what they said. But the truth is, the reason why a narcissist or an abusive person reacts like that is because they see themselves as something special. They're special and they're unique. No one can understand them. And then people have to treat them as a special person. So when they feel like they're not getting that special treatment, they blow up. So imagine you're in the hospital, you're waiting for the doctor. Oh, doctor, I need to know what's going on with my son. Or nurse, I need to know what's going on with my son. And the nurse is like, oh, the doctor will come and see you in a bit, but this is the file and this is what's going on. No, I need to see the doctor now. I'm like, okay, fine. This is a night shift. There's 2 doctors. They're in surgery right now. So when they're done, they'll come out and they'll see you. The nurse comes out. Where's that doctor then? The doctor is still in surgery. I told you that 5 minutes ago. What do you mean? How did what? Is that person in the surgery more important than me and my son? You need to get that doctor out here. I can't take this. And the person is yelling and raging in front of all the other patients, child patients. And everybody's like, oh my goodness, what just happened? And you're like wanting to dig the floor in shame. This is what happens with these people. And you're thinking like the doctor is in surgery and the doctor has said, the nurse has said, after the doctor comes out of surgery, they're going to come and see you. And you're saying, no, you can't wait. I need to see the doctor now. And they're literally shaking like that. You're thinking, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. But that's what happens with them. Okay? So you'll find this outburst, this rage. Only them in their head can justify why they acted like that. No one else can. Just them. When you see these things, right, it's not normal. No matter how much they try to justify it, it's not normal. Now you find situations where in a family meeting and stuff like that, and someone says, well, I don't really agree with what you said. What do you mean you don't agree? That's the problem with you. You got no sense in your head. You have to listen. You need to listen to listen. This is the problem you have. This is what, and you're thinking, okay, hang on. You're talking to your brother, right? Your brother is just 1 year younger than you. You're married, he's married, he's got kids, you got kids, he's got his life. He's saying that I don't actually agree with what you're saying. People are entitled to their opinion, and then the other one is lashing out and saying all these things and just being very rude and insulting and intimidating, so to speak. And you're just there thinking, Now sometimes this outburst of rage, it puts you in a situation where you think, if they can be that violent, you know, vocally violent towards their family members that they were raised with, how safe are you? If you find yourself in a relationship where you begin to ask yourself, am I safe? You're sleeping with one eye, you got this, one eye open. You're thinking, okay, you see, you can't live like that. If you find yourself in a place where you're not sure, in fact, if you find yourself with a partner that you can't predict, you understand? You can't predict the person. That alone is a problem. Like, how are you living with someone you can't predict? That's not going to work out. Like, there's just this bit of you that is afraid, but you're not quite there. You're thinking, can he really do that? You're living with someone that says, I'm going to end it all. And what happens? I don't care what happens. I'm going to end it. I'll destroy everything. I'll finish. And you're thinking, okay. On a normal day, he looks calm. It looks like he's quite collected, charismatic and all that. Is he really going to go through with this stress? Now, what people forget is that with domestic violence and stuff and domestic abuse, right, threats of violence, not actually the physical stuff. So if someone threatens you that they're going to do stuff, that is domestic violence. Yes, I said it. Google is your friend. All right, where were we? Where did we stop? The other things you need to look out for is, I say this all the time, isolation is the breeding ground of abuse. I love this one. I should actually make t-shirts to say, I will not be isolated. So isolation is the breeding ground of abuse. Now, when you meet someone that, it starts from control, like they always want to know where you are. Are you with someone that wants to know where you are all the time, check up on you, check up on your friends. If they can't get you, they call your sister, they call your brothers, they call your friends, they call your office. It's a bit much, okay? Start from there. When you carry on and ignore it, and your friends tell you, oh, you're so lucky, he cares. Oh, I've been married for 20 years. My husband never even checked up on me. You are so blessed. Anything that is done excessively is a problem. If you excessively love someone, it's a problem. If you excessively laugh, you are mad. If you excessively cry, you may be depressed. If you excessively sleep or excessively rest, it is bad. So if you excessively eat, you will be. You understand that there's love and there's care and there's concern and there's a little bit of jealousy, but when it is excessive, it becomes a problem. Okay? So when people start with this over checking in, over following you around, being around you, just like come to you like fly on. Yes, I said it. It's a problem. Now, when you finally ignore those things and you go into a relationship with them, what you find out is that they will categorically and gradually begin to break you out of your social network. They'll begin to isolate you. Now, there's a reason why you have a social network. There's a reason why you have your family and your friends and your colleagues and people around you. All right? In South London, we say, these are your man them. This is the reason why you got your man them. Because man them are not in love with this person that is in love with you. You understand? Man them, their eyes are open. Man them, they're looking at the person and say, wow, this guy crazy, man. You understand what I mean? So, this abusive person will break you away from your social network, your guide. Because they don't want anyone to call them out. They don't want anyone to wake you up and say, hey, there's a problem. So they break you away from your social network so that you're on your own, and that gives them the opportunity to abuse you. They want you to be totally dependent on them. Then begin to cut you off from your friends and society, cut you off from the things you love, your job, your social charities and social activities. They cut you out of this, cut you out of social media, cut you out of phone calls and conversations. If you're a woman, get you pregnant all the time. Make sure you're always either pregnant or baby nursing, and then that's the reason why do you need to go out? Don't you know you're pregnant? Why did you go out? Don't you know you're a mom now? So all of these things, and you might begin to see reasons with that, but that is just a way of control, manipulation, and tearing you down. And then they'll cut you off from finance, so you're totally dependent on them. When you begin to depend on someone a lot, you forget yourself, you forget who you are, and that's exactly where they want you. From me to you, it's .Ikwegel Achiru. If you are in an abusive relationship, if you think that you might be going through abuse, please know that you're not alone. Do not stay in isolation. Isolation is the breeding ground of abuse. Abuse thrives in isolation because you're on your own. Talk to someone. If you got no one to talk to, please talk to me. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, and most of all, I'm on YouTube. But I've got a website, which is www.TALK2DOT.com. Go there, fill in the contact form, and get in touch. Sign up for my newsletters and stuff. To be honest, knowledge is power. The application of knowledge is wisdom. So you need to be clued up about this. So get in touch, sign up for the newsletter. It's free. You get an email, you get the newsletters, you'll find out about what's going on. You will read about situations, you will see videos that talk about the things you're going through. And at the end of the day, you'll have no doubt whatsoever that this is it and this is what I have to do. Now I say this, and I say this with my full chest. I say this and I am completely unapologetic about it. If you come to me and you tell me, TALK2DOT, this is my situation, this is what I am going through. We go through a few checkpoints and you tick the right check boxes, and it shows that you are in an abusive relationship, and you even tick further and I feel like your life is in danger, and you say, TALK2DOT, what shall I do? I'm not like the conventional or the traditional people that will say, oh, I don't know. You need to make a decision yourself. You know, marriage is sacred. I don't want to be the one to help you make a choice. If you check those boxes, I will tell you, get out. Get out of that place. Because for me, I see abuse like fire, like a ticking time bomb. I cannot sit there, fold my hands and watch you inside fire. You're burning, and I'm saying, you know what, it's not in my position to tell you what to do. No, it's in my position to rescue you. I'll say, get out. Yes. So that's the thing with TALK2DOT. I just tell it as it is. If you like what you heard, get in touch. One love. One love, peace, guidance, and respect.